Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to a new installment of a series here on HN we call Annotated. Now with Annotated, we go into the how, why, and explained behind some of the most popular current and upcoming film and television franchises. And with this installment of Annotated, we'll be talking about Penny Dreadful and the upcoming new spiritual successor series, Penny Dreadful City of Angels, which is premiering soon on Showtime. And with this, we decided to really cover the characters and concepts from the previous Penny Dreadful show leading up to the new series, because even on its own, it's an amazing show, but there's a lot to go into with concepts, mythical characters, and events which may or may not be referenced or featured at some point with City of Angels. So regardless of a crossover, the old show is fantastic and worth highlighting, so when the opportunity arose, we decided to take it. But hopefully this gets you guys either into the series or more interested in the series if you've maybe seen one episode. So let us know what you guys think and certain things you'd like to see us cover. And with all that said and done, let's get into it. When people think of Penny Dreadful, the supernatural beings that come to mind are usually Dracula, Frankenstein's creature, or even witches in general. And while we kind of go to the spiritual successor of Penny Dreadful, which is City of Angels, and those two characters are really fitting because the setting of Penny Dreadful City of Angels is 1930s Los Angeles, which provides a new direction from the previously Victorian era series to instead focus more on Mexican-American folklore, and through that, that's why we have the characters we have, and hopefully we'll receive more throughout the duration of the series. But in this edition of Penny Dreadful Annotated, we'll explore Santa Muerte and how the series can tackle the interpretation of the character based on what we've seen so far. Now, originally depicted as a male figure with similar functions as the Angel of Death, the common depiction is that of a female skeletal figure, and the name in Spanish translates to Sacred Death or Holy Death, although various names with different translations have been used. Historians believe that foundations in Mexican culture for Santa Muerte began from Mesoamerican religious beliefs mixing with colonizing Spanish practices. And in Mesoamerica, people personified death and held reverence towards deities of death in the afterlife. The Spanish would use skeletons to represent mortality and remind Catholics to confess sins before death, which would allow for a holy death, although the Spanish would attempt to suppress the direct worship of things like death. And in the 1700s, one of the first recorded accounts featured Mexicans praying to a skeletal figure identified as Santa Muerte. And by the 1900s, there was recognized followings of people that celebrated the figure as an established folklore or at least religious figure. And the unique blending of European Grim Reaper depictions along with Latin American death saints produced a contemporary depiction we have mostly today of Santa Muerte. And this has generated a lot of mixed reception actually by the Catholic Church, especially those who kind of believe that Santa Muerte is one of God's servants, because the Catholic Church has gone as far to say that certain worshipers of that figure is basically the same thing as worshiping borderline Satan, which is kind of nuts. But popular beliefs hold that Santa Muerte can grant blessings to perform miracles for believers, although she'll also punish believers that place her image near other saints or deities. And because of that, she's considered one of many personifications of death, like the Grim Reaper, although she represents healing, protection, and a safe transition to life after death. And there's also a dedicated cult within both Catholic and independent circles that worship Santa Muerte with over 10 million followers across the Americas. Now, going into Penny Dreadful, in Penny Dreadful City of Angels, Santa Muerte is introduced as a caretaker for the dead and as well as a guide for souls transitioning to the afterlife. Her sister in spiritual terms is the demon Magda, who doesn't believe humanity is worth any mercy whatsoever, and that basically they're just animals. And in Penny Dreadful, the character is apathetic towards living humans, caring only for them as they die. And it's teased that this is due to centuries of experiencing death and collecting souls, which over time has caused her to stop caring for at least living humans. Now, she can be summoned by worshippers, but displays irritation at the act, and she's usually addressed by believers in Penny Dreadful as the Angel of Holy Death, escorting souls to heaven, and as well has supernatural abilities associated with such, especially acts of death. And she has been shown to control who can physically see her, manipulate the weather, use telekinesis, teleport, and as well place a mark on individuals with currently unknown effects. But that's it for Santa Muerte within Penny Dreadful City of Angels based on what we know so far. Leave a comment of what you guys think down below. What is your favorite supernatural Penny Dreadful character? And we'll see you guys later.